Hey everyone, Sophia here from My Great Challenge. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my making a purse for my mother. And today we're starting the actual sewing. So if you didn't watch the first video, the link is at the end and you can see the purse that I'm making and everything I went through already so far, which was pretty much cutting everything and basting. So today I am starting the actual sewing. So when you buy a pattern, whether it's a McCall Butterick Vogue pattern, they're going to give you instructions and they're going to look like this. It's very similar to furniture assembly. It's not always very clear. You have to kind of figure it out. So if you're a visual learner, this is great because you can visually get an idea of what they want you to do. But when you're like me, well, I'm a visual learner, but when you're like me and you're trying to figure things out and you don't have the technical terms, you don't know the technical terms, you're really doing guesswork more than anything else. And that is a fact because I don't know the technical terms. I barely know them I barely know them in French. And I definitely do not know them in English. So I don't know how much help this video is going to be for any of you who are trying to learn to sew. Okay, so the first step we did, it was first step 1 and 2. And then you'll see in your pattern when they give you different variations, you would have view A, view B. Okay, view A meaning bag number A, view B meaning bag number B. So, I don't know if I said that right, but anyway. So we're gonna ignore all of A here because we're not doing bag A, we're doing bag B. And we're gonna go straight to view B, which is the column here. And the first thing they want you to do is right here, okay? And this is stitch side 6 sections to side edges of each front and back. 7 section ending at lower small circle. So remember how we had to mark the circles? This is where you stop the stitching line, and there's a reason for that. It's at exactly 1/2 inch. Hey Willie,
have you seen my charger?
Nope, sorry.
Sorry.
We need multiple charger in this home. So let me get the front and back, and here are the sides. Okay. And if you remember, I mark, you see the little, come on, focus, here we go. There's a little tiny circle here. Okay, so you stop stitching here with the machine. And the reason why you do that is because it's exactly at 1/2 inch seam. So when you sew the other way perpendicular, you're gonna meet this particular dot. So you don't have seam on one end that crosses the other. They just end exactly at a point. Okay, all right. Now, they want you to do it wrong side, okay? Meaning that we're going to sew, let me find a circle and a circle. Okay, all right. So, we're going to sew this way. Wrong side, wrong side. So from here to there. So that way, when you fold it the other way around, you see, this is the front of the bag and this is the side. Now, I'm using the walking foot because I put in batting and I'm gonna need an extra layer. So I wanna make sure I am meeting my dots. And for that, I'm just going like this. I'm meeting my dots. I'm going, where's my dot? Right here and here. Okay, there we go. And I am using a pen. Yes, Willie? What?
I don't get any of this.
Me neither. The 2 of us. I'm trying, Willie, okay? Man, was I really that unclear? Okay, I'm meeting my dots. Come here, let me show you what I'm talking about.
I don't know sewing.
Okay, well, neither do I. Come here. Look, I have a dot here that I did with ink, and I have a dot here that I did with ink. And I'm getting my needle, my pen to go straight through the 2 dots. So that way I know I'm meeting my dots, okay? And this is where I need to stop. So I'm gonna mark that All right, 1/2 inch. Let's get started. All right, so remember we are wrong side, right side to right side, so the wrong side is on the outside. Oh boy. And we want a 1/2 inch, okay, and that's basically right here. I believe that is a 1/2 inch. Okay. So from the top here, I'm standing at the edge, and at the bottom, I'm stopping right at the dot. Here goes. This is sewn. Okay, so you can see right here I still have my basting, which I can remove, but I'm not going to do it right away. Alright, so I have the front and the side right here. So now I'm going to add the other I was gonna say the other front. No, it's the back. So it's similar one, like this. I gotta find my dot. It's right here, and I gotta find my dot on this side. Where did I put you? One here and right here. So this goes like this. And same thing, we are at a 1/2 inch. Let me just pin the dot. Okay, so now I have a front, a side, a back. I'm going to add the other side. Okay, so first part, didn't do too bad so far. Okay, here we go. You have the basic shape of your purse. They want you to then flip it inside out, or not yet, I don't know. We're just gonna leave it like this. I'm not taking out the faufilage or basting yet. I will, but I just don't want to do it yet. So let me just pull this inside out so you can see what I'm talking about. I remember I'm doing it with batting, but they want you to do it with interfacing. So if you really want to, wow, look at that, I matched the pattern. Not even by design, I didn't even think of, oh wow, the pattern's matching all around. Huh? Okay, I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to match it, but apparently I did. That's a fluke, not by design. Because really, I don't know what I'm doing. So, okay. So you get the idea, right? So this is the, I believe this is the top part. Let me see. No, this is the top part because it's got that mark we did right here. That's to mark where to put the strap or the band that goes over. So this is the top and this is the bottom. All right, so we got this done. Do I iron it yet? No. I put that to the side because now we're getting real complicated. I have no idea what this is. Oh boy. Okay, I'll be right back. I figured it out. Okay, this is going to require the seam ripper. Where's my green one? Okay. Remember when I cut this to make it a lining? Okay, well, you're getting two options. You can either do the lining in one piece like this, right? Or you can do the lining in two pieces like this. And this is actually the lining for the pocket. So let me show you what it looks like on the purse. All right, so this is the front of the purse, right? So this goes like this. I will never have Alzheimer if I continue to sew and break a sweat like this. Okay, so this goes like this. This gets stitched here, so this is seamed here. And then this is stitched as well. All right. But when you go on the side and you get to the pocket, what you have on the inside is the same fabric, right? And then you have a little bit of the brown inside. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. So I have to undo what I did here. Though you know what, I could probably just keep them. Forget about these two pieces here. And then I could keep them in light color only because it's easier to find what you're looking for inside your purse. That's probably what I'm gonna do because I know that Mom doesn't like dark purses. So forget about these two. I'm not gonna use that. I don't know why they do it that way. It's bizarre. But anyway, I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm totally 100% sure I'm totally wrong. But I think I got the idea. Okay, so now, wait, this way. Here we go. All right, so I need to stitch from here to here, this side, and then this side. Okay, be right back. Part 2. I finally got it. I had to undo what I did. Okay, this is what you need to do. So again, you have a choice. You can either do the lining of the pocket in the green, which is what I'm doing, or you can do the one where it's two colors. But since I messed that up, I'm not going to touch that. Yeah. Oh, hi. Hello. You want to sew with me? She's my sewing partner. So what they want you to do is that you're going to take the outside of the pocket, which is the pretty fabric, right? And you're going to do the two pieces, not the lining and the front, not the front and the back, or the lining and the contrast fabric. You're doing the two of them together. And then you're going to stitches on the side here and then on the side here. And then you're going to press it with the seam open, and you're going to flip it over, and it's going to give you a big circle. And then you're going to do the same thing with your lining. So again, you either choose the lining like I did, or you do the one that has the contrast fabric. I'm just going to do the plain green because that way the inside of the pocket is light in color, so it's easier to find stuff. So, and then you make a big circle, and then you put one circle inside the other. I'll show you in a second. So let me do that first, and then I'll be right back with, I believe, the correct way to do this. Yay! I finally made step 14. It took me an hour to figure it out. Oh, God bless you, seamstress. I love you. You have more patience than me. Okay, so here we go. You see what I mean? It makes a circle, all right? So I have the circle. Let me pull them apart. Oh, here we go. All right, so you have the two that are the same like this. You put them together and you open the seam here. I don't know if you can see, but the seam is, oh, you can't tell. Yeah, maybe you can. All right, so the seam is open. You see the seam? Okay, so I press that flat. Okay, so we have one piece here. That's the outside. Okay, now this is the same thing, and I press the seam open, and that is the inside. Okay, that's the lining. All right, so now you got to put them together. Okay, so you got to turn right side out, press pin facing and lining to pockets having right sides together. All right, here's right side. Here's right side, and we're gonna do this. You're gonna insert your right side like this. Okay, so my right side is inside this one. Okay, so you have this, and then this is the wrong side, okay? And you're gonna stitch it together, and what's gonna happen is that you're going to flip it open. I'm gonna hold this for you. And then you're gonna flip it open, and it's gonna look like it's the right stuff together. I'm just doing a crude version, so no. It's the other way around. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I got it. All right. So remember, we got a circle, right? And now we are right side to right side, meaning that the pretty side of the prints are kissing each other. All right. So this is the sides, and all the seams here have to match, right? Because remember, I have the seam from the lining, and then I have the seam from the pretty fabric. They gotta match. Okay, man, I hope you follow this. All right, so they want you to first stitch along the edges. What? My finger needs to be here, right? The curvature right here, and we stop at the dot. So at some point there was a dot. Okay, and this is 1/2 inch. So let me do this, and you do it is in one shot. Okay, so you flatten it this way. Here we go. So you're gonna do this part here from dot to dot. Be right back. Okay, so I have one side done. See that? Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side, right here, from dot to dot with the seam right in the middle. Yeah, I got it. Okay. All right, so let me remove my pins. So now what they want you to do is flip it inside out. Please make it that I didn't. I hope I didn't. Let's flip it. Okay, and ta-da! All right, so you're supposed to flip it and press it. Right. Okay, so you got to press it in a way where it's really the seam between the two, between this one and this one, is really right on top. Okay, so it takes a while to get it, but that's basically what you got to do. You got to press it. All right, so let me do that. So we have a full shape, and you get a better idea of what we're doing here. But yeah, I got it. So this is the rounded part of the pocket, and then you see the inside of it. Okay, let me press this. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go with the inside. All right, you see I pressed it, so whoops. So now what you need to do, that you're going to make sure you have it put in a position where it's going to be like this, right? And you're going to start right here on the top edge, and you're going to do a top stitch, which is basically a stitch that's going to be along the edges, very close to the end of it, very, very close to the edge. It's got to be very even, and you're doing that so that it doesn't undo itself, because you just basically pressed it in shape, but over time they kind of like slide off, right? But if you do the top stitch, it won't do that. So I'm going to try to do a close-up on the camera so you can see what I'm doing, and it's a good idea at that point to remove on your machine. Scott, I talk like I know what I'm talking about. I'm going over the seat of my pants here. Okay.
I won't tell anybody.
You won't tell anybody? Alright, good. Alright, so I'm going like really, really, really close to make a pretty stitch. Let me see if I can get you a good close-up. So hopefully this works. Alright, I'm right on the edges. I'm gonna go super slow. So let me lower, right. And there we go. And you want to be even. What color am I using, by the way? I'm using gray because it blends with everything, and I like contrast stitching. I could do brown, but I don't want it to show on the other side. You see, the gray won't show too much on the side that's the lining. Okay, so here is one side. Can you see the stitch? All along the edges, right? And then on the back of it. Can you see the stitch? All right. So that's basically holding it together. And I still think that I should have put some kind of padding inside this pocket because it just feels very flimsy to me. But anyway, all right. So let me do the other side and then we'll move on to the next step. So the next step was to baste the top part of the pocket. That's the part that goes, let me show you. If I go this way. I gotta move back. Alright, so you get an idea, right? Alright, so you gotta baste these right here. Right, so that's basted, and then this one is basted. Only because it goes inside the band that's around it and they don't want it to shift. And then you gotta baste the bottom part of your circle. So I basted all of this. And that's technically, this part here is gonna be inside the pocket. You know, when you put your hand, you're gonna feel it. So what I'm gonna do, they don't say to do that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because I just feel that I need to. I'm going to zigzag all along the edges just to make sure I don't have any frays, and finish the product a little bit more because I want to do a good job, you know. It's bad enough that I don't know what I'm doing, but you know, it's just I want to do a good job. So I'm just going to put this in here, and I'm just going to do a zigzag if I even know how to do it. Hold on. I believe it's number 4, and we're gonna make it a little bit higher. 2. No, that's not the height, that's the length. We're gonna make it at 1.6, 3.5. Okay, so I'm doing a zigzag all along the edges just to stop from fraying. So for this step, I'm taking my bag, right? You remember? Okay, with the sides right here. And I am fitting this, I turned it inside out, okay? And where I have the dots and the little stitches, the little cuts that I made, that goes exactly on the seam right here of the side. And I also have little blue dots. Remember our blue dots? So that goes right here. I'm gonna mark it and put a pin. Boom. Okay. Now this one here, I don't have blue dots, but I have a line. You remember I marked a line? And that's where the edges here go. So I'm going to pin it too. I hope you see what I'm doing. So that gets pinned. Boom. Over here, I need to have the blue dot match the blue dot again. Let me flip this. Okay, so we got blue dot here and blue dot over here. Right here. Okay, so here are my blue dots. And we're going to pin that. And that little cut that I made has to be on the seam. So that goes here. Okay? Alright. Now we're going to flip it. And we do the same thing on the other side. We got the blue dots meeting each other. That goes down a little bit here. With this on the seam. Okay. And then that has to go on the line right here. And then my blue dot with my little cut goes right here at the seam. Let me make sure I get the blue dot matching. Okay, right here. Okay, so what happens is that now I'm going to sew at a 1/2 inch all along here, and when I'm done, this whole thing here gets flipped this way. Okay, so I'll have this and then the bottom of my purse. Now let's see if I think I've got the wrong pattern to do this, because it better be straight. If it's not straight, then it's gonna look all funky, but you know what, it's technically the first time I do this one, so it's getting hot. Oh, I pinned them together here. That's not good. Okay, moment of truth. This needs to be folded back out. There we go. All right. You see? I don't know if you can tell, but that's the beginning of what should look like a purse now. All right. Can you tell? Right? Okay. So this is gonna get stitched to the top here. So this is basically going to be the side pocket, and this is what it's going to look like on the inside. Now I think that you're supposed to stitch this here as well, so you don't have this thing where you have to go all the way in the pocket. So let me see, do you have to do that? Yes. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do a straight line this way. I marked it already, so that it basically splits the pocket into two halves. You have the half that's here, and then the half that's here, and there's a stitch, a line in between, so that if you put your phone here, it doesn't end up sliding all the way to the other side. Okay, so let me just do that straight line, boom, here, and same thing on the other side. And this is not super straight, but that's my fault. I picked a pattern that was not the right idea. But hey, you know what? I'm learning. So let me do that. I'll be right back. I think this was the hardest part of the whole purse. So it's done. I have the whole pocket taken care of with the divider right here, and then you're supposed to stitch it here on the top. So all of this is secure, and the inside is this green fabric, and then on the other side it's pretty much the same thing. So if I was to stand the tote, that's pretty much what it would look like. All right, so now I got to attach the bottom. So in order to do that, I got to flip this way. I got to try to keep the same proportions here, where those two parts here meet. And the only way to keep them from moving is to pin them. And I have very long pins. I'm going to be perfect for that. So I'm going to pin those. So I don't want anything to shift. Okay, so now this is my bottom, all right? And you're supposed to basically baste and stitch this whole bottom inside the frame. So you got to make sure you meet your dots. Here's one, here's two, so this gets stitched here, all right? And then this gets stitched all along here, and then you meet your dots here and here, and then here and here, right? And then you baste. So basically you baste the whole thing like this. So you baste it first and then you stitch. So let me go ahead and baste and then stitch it, and we'll see what it looks like. So that's all I'm going to do for tonight. And what I did is that I really didn't know whether I was doing this properly. So what I did is that I did it twice with like next to each other. So let's put it right side out. And then tomorrow, when I come back for the third video, I'll do the band that goes around it and the strap, and this purse will be done. I'm just concerned that if Mom puts something heavy in it, it will you know, rip. So I want to make sure that I got it. Well, let's find out. Okay. All right. Here's one. And then, guys, I'm in the bottom of the purse. Yeah. Wow. Look. It's starting to look like a purse. I got a bottom. This is awesome. And it doesn't look too bad. I was afraid that I did a goof with the fabric, and it's actually nice and straight. Sheer luck. Not by design, trust me, it's sheer luck. But it's looking nice and square. So what I need to do is cut a little bit of these here, the corners, because they make a bulk. But you don't want to cut too much, right? So we're just gonna cut a little bit, that's it. cut a little bit. Hey, I'm excited. Are you excited? I hope you are. Because it's starting to shape up for an amateur, right? Man, did you guys give me a hard time over that print over there. The print is worth 80 bucks, not even. Okay, relax. You see the shape of it? I mean, what am I gonna do? You know? With the acid-free paper and all that stuff. Come on now. It's a street find. I mean, really, what's the big deal? Anyway, so here we go. And this is looking really, really cool. So the same fabric that I have inside here is going to be the band all around it, and then the strap will be that color too. So the only thing I need to do is find a piece of cardboard or plastic to put here at the bottom inside before I put the lining, because remember we said, oh, we have to do the lining too. That's what it looks like on the inside, by the way. Here we go. So it's a good size tote, right? It's not too bad. So you tell me down below what you think. How am I doing for somebody who doesn't know how to sew? I'm pretty darn proud of myself. I have to say that this is turning out better than the first one I did. The first one I did was a disaster. You know what I did for the first one? I messed it up and I ended up having it like this. I did. So I'm very happy with this, and I'm still gonna have to remove all the you know, basting. I have a couple of little, you know, puckers. They're very tiny, you know. So yeah, how about that? Okay, I'm almost there. I'm so excited. Oh, I hope she likes it. I really do. She's been asking me for a person. You know what? I like it. I may make myself one. I bought enough fabric, enough of this one and this one, not enough of the green polka dot, but I can do whatever I want inside. And then, oh yeah, we still have to make the pocket too that goes inside. So yeah, all right. So that was part 2. I'll see you next time for part 3 when we make the lining, the band, and the handle, and this purse will be done. So thumbs up if you like it. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my Etsy shop. And then what else? That'll be it. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.